Yes, peoples, welcome to Outrageous TV. Genie here.
Yes,
and today I'm going to do something a little different, a little bit controversial, but bear with me. Hear me out to the very end. I appreciate it. I'll give you my full synopsis and hopefully you can relate or maybe understand. And if you don't, leave a comment in the comment section. I got time today.
Go on!
And yeah, I know it's gonna bug a lot of people. I expect a lot of dislikes and a lot of hate. And I get it, it's football, it's subjective, but is it just me or have I grown to dislike Ronaldo?
You need to leave!
And I never thought I would say that. Listen to me, listen. I remember when Ronaldo first burst onto the scene. My dad was a football agent in England. He worked for Stella Group. He was one of the biggest. He worked with all the stars.
Yes, now.
And I remember hearing whispers about this Ronaldo kid. The talks were, yeah, there's this kid coming over. He's meant to be the troop. He's meant to be the one. He's a special kid. Now you have to remember the likes of Arsenal, Man United. There were some other clubs that were really interested in him. And I knew about this behind the scenes. So I thought to myself, all right, cool, Pops. Like, I hear you talking, but I need to see something. And obviously his time at Sporting, he was playing against Man United. He gave O'Shea the business. It was really bad, almost destroyed his career, but that's a whole different subject. Now, when he got to Man United, I wasn't the biggest fan. His first year or two, I was like, all right, he's cool, he's tricky, he's techie. I like what he could possibly do, but I'm a results man. You can do all the tricks and the flares and look great, but are you actually providing value to the team? Are you winning things? Like, are you securing results for your team? That's what I care about. I care about the package. And it wasn't until the 08-09 season, we all know what season I'm talking about, he was simply prolific. My favorite player at the time was him. I loved watching him. I loved debating him. And even my dad doesn't speak highly of a lot of new players, a lot of big boy players. My pop said to me, this guy is simply incredible. Now, my dad went to a lot of games, but he would go out of his way to watch Ronaldo play, and that made me perk up even more. And even my cousin played in the Prem and played against him many a times, and even he said, look, this guy is levels upon levels. He's not staying here for long. He will be going to Real Madrid or Barcelona with the quickness. It's just a matter of time. And I say that to say he was my favorite player kicking ball.
Yes, now.
Above Messi, above the rest. He was the most exciting. And when he went to Real Madrid, I wasn't surprised. I was more than happy for it. It suited him perfectly. Now, this is where I started to see the change happen slowly, right? You saw the tan, you saw the hair, you started to see a bit more arrogance, a bit more boastfulness. Now, I will admit, to get to that level, to be that standing in football, to be the topper, you've got to have some arrogance. You've got to have confidence. There's no way you can compete at that level, get the results, get the numbers, get the standings, get the Ballon d'Ors, get the trophies without that high level of arrogance and confidence. Trust me, I get it. I like to use Michael Jordan as an example. No one liked Jordan, but they respected him, and that's the most important thing. You don't have to be likable. This is football. No one cares. Now, with this newfound flair and haircut and the tans and the little bit of tantrum started to show up now, I know from the Man United days and under Sir Alex, you can't act that way. This is a team sport. This is a very... Sir Alex ain't playing that game. No, there's no other way to put it. You saw what happened to Bex. It got too big for his bridges. Those Manchester days, you had to be a bit more subdued. It was more team. It wasn't very showy. There was rules. There was a foundational pull. There was a more focused on the results as a team than individual. And I think at Real Madrid, he got a bit more leeway. He was the topper. He was the best player. And I think he kind of ruled the rooster. And that's a good thing, because you've earned it and you should act that way and you should continue on to go so. And what he accomplished at Real Madrid is absolutely phenomenal, and I commend it and I respect it and I love it, and I watch the highlights to this day. But you started to see a little bit of the glimmer of the ego started to come into play. The not celebrating with your teammates, the not being happy when you didn't score, throwing a tantrum when you weren't passing the ball, flaring your arms, complaining. It started to gradually gnaw moderate people, not everyone. His time at Juventus was criminally underrated. They do not put enough emphasis at his time and what he accomplished at Juventus. He was scary, and especially at that age too. And again, the ego was growing, the complaining was becoming a bit more influential, and it was definitely becoming more of an occurrence. Now, to cut the long story short and to stop my babbling, because I can do that real well, when he came back to Man United, I felt as though he was too big for the club at that time. Now, am I saying that's the truth? No, I'm not saying that, but that's how it felt. And the way he left Man United, it definitely prompted that feel once again, and that I can tolerate. I can tolerate that because the results speak for itself. But for me, the real kicker came into play was the last Euros. The Euros 2024 was when I drew the straw. He played majority of the games, scored 0 goals, complained the majority of the time, and then got kicked out of the quarterfinals when they had a really good team. They had a good system. I personally think his ego and his arrogance cost them the Euros. I personally think his characteristics hindered the team and the progress. Yeah, that's how I feel. There was nothing wrong with coming off the bench. There's nothing wrong with playing 60 minutes and letting someone else come in. There's nothing wrong with missing a game or two. I just think it was a little bit of a selfish ploy, a bit egotistical. I just didn't like that. And again, who am I? I am no top flight player. I've never played in the Euros. I've never played in the World Cup. I'm just a football fan sitting in front of a camera. Who am I? But I enjoy football. I love football. I love talking about football. It's part of my passion. It's who I am. It's what I love. Do I still class him as one of the greatest footballers to ever touch the football? Absolutely. I actually want to see him go on to score 1,000 goals, a margin that has never been met. I can't wait to see it. I hope he does. Now, do I want to see him in the next Euros or the next World Cup? Absolutely not. No. Sit your ass down. I don't mind you going on the plane and on the bus. Maybe get a quick 15 minutes here and there. I'm all for it, mate. But you cannot take up the majority of the team time and expect the results. You just don't have it like that anymore. These young bucks are kicking balls. And the Saudi League may have taken a little bit of edge off the old razor blade. You know what I mean? Would I want him to go onto the World Cup and be top goal scorer and win it? Yeah, I would pay to see it. Good Lord, man. But the game of football doesn't lie, and time and age is not your friend in this sport. The game has evolved, the game has moved on, and that's fine. All right, my peoples, that's me wrapped up. Let me know what you think. Am I wrong? Am I delusional? Am I cuckoo? Give me a dislike, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment. I'll read them all and I will reply to every single one. Stay focused, stay blessed. Look 'em all.